stopped scrolling for a second, because nobody saw this coming, just when fans thought the story surrounding Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre had finally cooled off. A brand new shock hit the internet like a lightning bolt. There was no warning, no soft launch, no gradual build-up, just pure chaos. One moment the conversation had gone quiet, and the next, social media was buzzing again. Aaron Pierre, the same man fans had been linking to Teyana not long ago, was suddenly being spotted with a new woman. And not only that, she was pregnant. Almost overnight, the tone online flipped. What started as curiosity and sympathy quickly turned into disbelief, and then into a single word flooding comment sections everywhere. Karma. At first, it didn't even feel real. Many people assumed it was just another rumor, another reach. Another case of the internet exaggerating half-seen moments. Fans are used to speculation after all. But the longer the story lingered, the harder it became to ignore. More clips surfaced. More photos circulated. Whispers turned into conversations. And conversations turned into debates. Fans began connecting dots they hadn't paid attention to before. Old interviews were replayed. Captions that once seemed insignificant were reread with new meaning. And that's when the confusion really set in, because the timeline wasn't adding up in people's minds. When timelines don't make sense, emotions tend to rise, and logic often takes a back seat. Just weeks earlier, the focus had been entirely on Teyana Taylor herself. People were analyzing her energy, her confidence, her glow. After everything she'd been through publicly with Iman Shumpert, fans believed she was finally choosing peace. She looked calm, grounded, unbothered. When Aaron Pierre entered the picture, whether officially confirmed or not, many people felt hopeful for her. Aaron came across as quiet, respectful, and emotionally mature. He seemed like the kind of man who matched the chapter Teyana appeared to be in. He wasn't loud, he wasn't flashy, he felt safe, at least from the outside. Or maybe that was just what people wanted to see. When the rumored split between Teyana and Aaron happened, it didn't explode the internet the way breakups usually do. There were no dramatic statements, no emotional posts, no messy interviews. It was subtle. A follow disappeared. A like was missing. Overlapping locations stopped showing up. The quiet signals fans loved to decode were suddenly gone. It felt like one of those situations where two people simply drift apart without drama. And because of that, most people accepted it and moved on. That's why what happened next felt so jarring. Drifting apart is one thing. Moving on this fast and in this way felt like something else entirely. When the pregnancy rumor first surfaced, most people brushed it off. But then the photos started circulating. Aaron standing close to a woman. The body language. The hand placement. The protective posture. And suddenly, people noticed what couldn't be ignored. Her rounded stomach. That was the moment the conversation shifted. It went from, is this real? To, wait, how long has this been going on? Social media did what it always does best. It exploded. Some fans were genuinely shocked, others were angry. Some laughed it off and shrugged, saying, that's life. But the loudest voices belonged to those calling it karma. Not simply because Aaron moved on, but because of how fast everything seemed to happen. And because of how calm Teyana had remained the entire time, people started revisiting moments they hadn't questioned before. They remembered seeing Teyana stepping out confidently, dressed effortlessly, smiling without forcing it. They remembered how she never badmouthed anyone. She never dropped messy interviews. She never shaded directly. She just kept moving forward. And now, in the middle of this storm, she stayed silent again. No response, no reaction, no post addressing anything. Somehow, that silence spoke louder than words ever could. Fans began saying that maybe the universe was doing what it does best, revealing truths without announcements. Some wondered if Aaron had emotionally checked out long before the split. Others argued that people are allowed to move on however they want. But the timing kept bothering everyone, because pregnancy isn't something that happens overnight. Once that reality set in, the speculation intensified. People started asking questions that had no clear answers. Was there overlap? Was this relationship already forming while fans were still shipping him with Teyana? Or was this just painfully bad timing that looked worse than it really was? No one knew, and the lack of clarity only made the situation feel messier. What added fuel to the fire was the way Aaron carried himself afterward. He didn't hide, but he didn't explain either. He didn't rush to shut down rumors or control the narrative. He simply appeared different, more distant, more guarded, less of the warmth fans once described. In the court of public opinion, even subtle shifts like that never go unnoticed. Meanwhile, Tana continued doing what she'd have been doing all along, living. She posted selectively. She shared moments of joy without oversharing. She showed up without performing healing for an audience. That contrast became the center of the conversation. Suddenly, people weren't just talking about Aaron anymore. They were talking about growth, about maturity, about how differently people handle endings. Some fans expressed sympathy for Aaron's new girlfriend, pointing out that being dragged into internet chaos while pregnant isn't easy. Others defended her fiercely, saying she didn't ask to be part of anyone's storyline. And then there were those who zoomed out and focused on the bigger picture, how quickly life can flip, and how public relationships add pressure no one is ever prepared for. The word karma continued trending alongside Aaron's name, but not in an aggressive or hateful way. It felt more reflective than accusatory. Almost like people were saying, this is what happens when things move too fast. When feelings aren't fully healed. When silence hides more than we think. Some fans even suggested that maybe Tana saw this coming, that her calm wasn't accidental. That sometimes women sense misalignment long before the truth becomes visible. Whether that's fair or not, that's how the internet framed it. Others flipped the narrative completely. They argued that Aaron didn't owe anyone an explanation. Relationships end. Life continues. Calling it karma, they said, was unfair and rooted in emotional attachments fans created themselves. Both sides made valid points, which is why the conversation refused to die down. As days passed, more reactions poured in. Some fans admitted they felt disappointed not because of the pregnancy itself, but because the image they believed in collapsed so quickly. Aaron had been placed on a pedestal quietly, and now that pedestal felt shaky. Not destroyed, just humanized. Teyana, on the other hand, somehow emerged looking stronger. Not because she won, but because she didn't react. She didn't spiral publicly. She didn't compete. That restraint became powerful in a world that often rewards mess. People even began looping Iman Shumpert back into the conversation, not directly, but emotionally. Some wondered if all of this made Teyana more grateful for the clarity she had now. Others speculated whether seeing Aaron move on so decisively closed a door she didn't even realize was still open. The truth is, no one knows what really happened behind closed doors. Social media only ever sees snapshots, never full stories. But what this situation revealed was how fast narratives can flip. One moment someone is idealized. The next, they're questioned. And sometimes that says more about us than it does about them. As the noise continued, one thing became impossible to ignore. Aaron Pierre moving on with a pregnant partner wasn't just gossip anymore. It became a mirror. People were forced to confront the idea that real relationships don't move on fan schedules. And healing doesn't come with a countdown clock. What felt shocking to the internet may have simply been real life happening off camera. By the end of the week, the energy shifted. The arguing cooled. The think pieces slowed. People stopped yelling and started reflecting. Some admitted they projected their own heartbreak onto a situation they never had full access to. Others realized they built fantasy versions of rumored relationships and got upset when reality didn't match. That realization hit harder than any headline. And through it all, Teyana didn't chase the narrative. She didn't explain herself. She didn't perform healing for public approval. She chose dignity, and that choice spoke volumes. Quietly, people noticed. Comment sections softened. Support replaced speculation. Applause replaced outrage. What once felt like chaos turned into a lesson that moving on doesn't require permission. That silence can be strength, and that sometimes the most powerful response isn't a clapback. In the end, Teyana didn't win an argument. She outgrew it. If karma played a role here, maybe it wasn't punishment. Maybe it was exposure. Maybe it was redirection. Or maybe it was simply life moving faster than emotions can keep up with. And that's the part that truly stayed with people. In the end, no one really lost. And no one truly won.